Canadian national team players have shone away from the national team setup in the past week, and we are going to highlight it here in my first episode of Home and Away, where Cyle Larin is firing on all cylinders with Besiktas in the Super League. You got Alphonso Davies playing very well at Bayern Munich, Jonathan David leading the scoring in Ligue, and you have Steven Eustáquio, who doesn't stop performing home or away for club or for country, and Liam Millar, who keeps impressing in the Switzerland League for FC Basel, a top team in Europe. But guys, my new series, Home and Away, I hope you guys enjoyed so far. We're going to be really looking at the big four right now for myself: Liam Millar, Cyle Larin, Alphonso Davies, and the man himself, Jonathan David. We're just going to go through these guys, talk about how they've performed in the past couple of days or their performances in the past week, and just sum them up because there's so many great Canadian players out there. But this first episode, I want to highlight these four, and then moving forward, we're going to talk about most of the players in general every episode because we have so much talent out there in Canada right now. But if you look at the players who I'm going to feature so far, we're going to start off with a true bang. We're going to start off in the Super League in Turkey, where really one of our best players out there who couldn't even play against Mexico and couldn't play in our game against Panama, Cyle Larin, who wasn't able to participate through an injury, and he has gone back to Besiktas after that, recovering from that injury, and he has been phenomenal. What he did against Galatasaray was unbelievable. This was 2 days ago. He was phenomenal. Cyle Larin in one of the biggest games in Super League football against Galatasaray. Galatasaray obviously not having one of their greatest years this year, on 17 points in 8th place. Besiktas and Cyle Larin. You want your big name players to step up. You want your Bashuais to show up, your Teixeiras to show up. And Besiktas obviously have a top end squad. And the player who showed up is the Canadian himself, Cyle Larin, in the big game against Galatasaray. He nicks the first one after they go down 1-0. Cyle Larin then goes on and scores in the 39th minute. And then later on in the game, the 64th minute, Cyle Larin scores once again to then give them the 2-1 win to really seal it off. And that gave the Turkish side, the Turkish powerhouse, and the Canadian the 2-1 win over Galatasaray, which is a massive game in Turkish football. And it was a big 2 goals for Cyle Larin himself, because I feel like if he keeps impressing away from home, he is just going to keep getting starts. He's obviously going to keep starting for Canada, but with Alphonso Davies playing up top in that last international break, that might have changed John Herdman's ideas maybe tactically, but I think Cyle Larin and Jonathan David are by far the best striking pair, maybe around some of the best teams in the world, because these two strikers are very much underrated, and Cyle Larin is doing very well in Turkey, and we haven't even talked about Jonathan David yet. But like I said, guys, Cyle Larin is an amazing start to his week, and he's doing great in Besiktas with a 2-1 win over Galatasaray, and bagging 2 for himself, and he did very well with a team loaded with superstars. I'm gonna save the worst for last, guys. This is a recording when Bayern Munich and Borussia Mönchengladbach played, so we're gonna save that game for last. But Alphonso has been playing amazing. Besides that result, I want to move on and jump onto the guy himself, Liam Millar. As I forgot to mention with Cyle Larin last week in Champions League football, in their loss, managed to score his first ever Champions League goal, which was massive for himself and a huge milestone. And then you move on to a guy like Liam Millar. Liam Millar was in the Liverpool Academy for many years, got his transfer away this year to FC Basel, which people might have thought is a massive downgrade. It isn't that big of a downgrade. Basel are a big team in Europe. They're a big name, and they're still a very, very good side. In the Swiss League, he is getting good playing time. He's playing a sufficient amount. He's in the starting 11 for Basel, which says a lot. He's a good player. And he does go and bag himself his first Europa League goal the other week, which is a big statement for Liam Millar. And in the game against Lugano a couple of days ago, just a day before Cyle Larin played actually, Liam Millar bagged himself another start in the Super League, which is massive for himself. And to keep getting more minutes out of the tank, to keep playing for FC Basel, it is huge for Liam Millar. And because I see Liam Millar as a future starter for Canada, if you look at our attackers, Liam Millar, Jonathan David, Cyle Larin, Junior Hoylett, Alphonso Davies, You have Teo Corbiano who's coming into the mix. It's such a fun team, and it's so exciting to see Liam Millar getting starts and playing for a top-class team like FC Basel. Like I said, he scored his first ever Europa League goal and first ever European goal just last week in Europa League football. I'm going to quickly jump and just barely touch Alphonso Davies and Bayern Munich's loss against FC or Borussia Mönchengladbach today. 5-0 loss, a very terrible result for FC Bayern Munich. Nobody saw it coming, of course, but you can't blame this on one player. Fonzie's been doing very well for FC Bayern Munich this year, and it's just one rough result for Bayern Munich after a very good weekend. Unfortunate for them, but Fonzie's been amazing while being away since the last international break, where he was phenomenal up top as a number 9 for Canada. But jumping on to another number 9, our number 9 in Jonathan David. Really one of the best strikers in world football personally, and he is doing it at the top level. He was playing in Belgium before he made his transfer to Los Lille, and he has been fire at Los Lille. He doesn't know how to stop scoring. Last year at his first season in France, at his first season really in a top league, he hit the ground slow. He didn't get going really till the back half of the season, and he was phenomenal, helping Los Lille win a championship, winning Ligue ahead of PSG. And if you look at Jonathan David right now, he is firing on all cylinders. Since the last international break, he's been amazing. Against Marseille, he bagged 2 in a 2-0 win against Marseille, against Olympic Marseille, who have an amazing side, an amazing manager. And those games are always going to be crazy. Cengiz underbags himself a red. And Jonathan David did it in extra time, really 95th minute, assisted by an American, actually, Timothy Weah. But Jonathan David has been phenomenal. Even in a 1-1 draw, he manages to score, assisted by Jose Fonte. And Jonathan David, like I said, he's just been fantastic against Brest, getting that 1-1 goal to really get them another point, which they should have won. But he is not being looked at enough for me around the world. People need to look at Jonathan David more. And that's not me just saying it as a Canadian, that's me saying it as a football fan. He is ahead of like Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Neymar in the goals in Ligue. And when you're ahead of them in the goal scoring table or stats or however you want to say it, top goal scorer, it is unbelievable. And if he's not getting credit, it's wrong, because Jonathan David is a top class striker, and I think he should be getting more credit than what he's getting for being ahead of Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, and Neymar in Liga for top goal scorer is phenomenal, because people call it a Farmers League, and that's right, a Canadian is tearing it up in the Farmers League. Guys, remember the name Jonathan David, Cyle Larin, Alphonso Davies, Steven Eustáquio, and Liam Millar. We're going to have so many more players on the next episode of Home and Away. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Home and Away for the Canadian national team. Of course, I only started with 4 players. But like I said, I'll be mixing in MLS teams, MLS players, Jonathan Osorio, Tejon Buchanan, who just won the Supporters Shield. Big up him. He's doing amazing and amazing for the national side. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed the first episode of Home and Away. I'm going to be doing this every week, and international break is going to be amazing, coming up very soon. We need those points. But guys, let me know what you guys think of this first episode. Down below in the comments, it means the world to me. Drop a sub and drop a like down below. But I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.